Listen, I have a notebook in my brain.
And that was
Period.
the cold open. Hi,
Welcome
everyone.
back. I have a notebook in my brain, and this is Submedium Banter. What episode is it?
Episode 7, but it's season 2, episode 4.
Yeah.
Which means that we have more episodes this year than we did last year.
Or it could be season 3, episode 1.
Oh.
Nah, it's season 2. It's
Okay.
still season 2, right?
Yeah, I would say so, because it's like the second season.
This is true. All right. It's been a little bit because we've been actually doing things crazy.
I know. Weird. But it is funny, though, that the first time I said, see you next week, was the last episode. And then we proceeded to not see each other next week or the week after.
That is very, very funny.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah. So we've been out in the world doing things. Small preface, COVID is still a thing, but we are vaccinated. We have fulfilled our personal responsibilities, and we are being safe and being legal. And that's all I feel that we have the responsibility to do. So
yeah.
Everyone listening, you be safe and do whatever is best for you.
Exactly. And that was well said.
Yeah, I offload my moral responsibility on the government whenever I don't feel like figuring out what's like exactly right.
Well, nobody knows what's exactly right. So
exactly, and I don't feel like trying to figure it out on my own because that's too much work. So
okay.
For once, I'll trust the government.
Yeah, why not?
There's many reasons why not, but it's fine.
Yeah. So we went to a music store.
This is true.
An in-person music store, and it was so joyous.
It was pretty great. It was a pretty small store, all like for a music store, but very dense. Like had like the same amount of stuff, just in a smaller area.
For me, it felt like the NAMM music convention, except in a little bubble. It was like compressed.
Yeah.
Which makes it very cool.
Yeah, it was very cool to be able to just like try instruments.
Yeah, it was honestly kind of crazy because like for the past year and a half, we have not like gone out. At least I haven't really gone out shopping for fun because like I don't know, that's something I used to do. And
yeah.
Not only were we went there for fun, not with any intention of buying anything. Sorry, music store, but but also we got to like touch stuff and like try stuff out and like talk to people and like it was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if everyone who listens to this knows because we do have 8 billion listeners.
Wrong factor of 1,000.
Listen, it was close enough. But Greta is not the biggest person. She's a little small. And one of the best things at the music store was Greta picking up a mini Stratocaster. And it just looked like a normal-sized person holding a normal-sized Stratocaster. It was pretty great. It was pretty great.
Yep.
Yeah, there was lots of fun things there. Lots of fun keyboards. It makes me want to buy synthesizers.
Yes. They also had some nice basses, which I've like low-key been in the market for basses the past year and a half, but like also I have other things I want to spend my money on because if anyone didn't know, I don't play bass currently. I'm not very good at it. But if I do buy a bass at this point, it's probably going to be a U bass because my hands are too tiny for anything else.
Yeah. We interrupt your current broadcast to bring you the sound of the day.
Here we go. Okay, here we go.
There it is.
Isn't that amazing?
You like it. The fun sound.
It's the ice in my water bottle.
This is true. Greta drinks water on the podcast. I drink Diet Mountain Dew because I'm cooler. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, she has ice water, so.
I'm pretty cool. That was the worst. Let's never do that one again.
Hey, I set it up, but you finished it.
We'll take equal parts of the blame.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'd like to formally apologize to our audience.
We'll write out like a notes app apology. Post
Put
it on Twitter.
Our community tab on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
But anyway, the music store.
Yeah, the music store was very fun.
It was.
I wish I had more money so I could just go in there and buy everything I wanted.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. It's a different type of feeling when you just get to be around music equipment. It's just so nice. The possibilities are endless.
It's true.
Except they're very limited because money. But like hypothetically, it feels like they're endless.
The sounds you can make.
Yeah.
Are infinite.
The one thing I will say about the music store, since I am a music tech major, I am biased in that I want to see tech stuff when I go to a music store. And they don't have a whole lot in the way of microphones. At least not that I could tell. Maybe they had more expensive ones hidden in the back or something. But like, they didn't have any C414s. They didn't have any Neumanns. They didn't have any Telefunken microphones, I don't think. They didn't even have like MD421s.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, or 441s. Like, seriously? Like, where are you supposed to get music gear from? I mean, you get it at sweetwater.com, but
yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah.
Why haven't they sponsored us yet? We have 8 billion listeners.
Yeah. I would love to be sponsored by sweetwater.com.
Dude, Sweetwater is so cool.
It is. Wasn't I the one who introduced you to that website?
I believe so, yeah.
That's incredible. I feel like an amount of pride for being the one to introduce you because, like, it's so central to, like, a music student's experience if they have anything to do with tech whatsoever.
Yeah, and, like, and I also remember, this was after I already knew about Sweetwater, but I think Rob Scallon like did a collab with Sweetwater.
Oh, really?
And they helped him set the world record for like the most pedals on a guitar at once.
Dear.
Like it was like an entire stage covered in pedals that were all hooked up.
How ridiculous.
And at one point they turned them all on at the same time and it was just like noise. And then they played around with it and it was very funny. But
that's wild.
Yeah, Sweetwater is such a cool company. And like not only do they do cool things like that, like they're just like a good company. They send you candy and they
they give you candy.
Have really good customer service.
Yeah, that is probably their main thing is like, one, so they're like the Amazon of music gear. Like they have everything.
Yeah.
And they also have great customer support. And those two things together make them basically like the company to buy from.
Yeah. Whenever I get something from Sweetwater, like a week after I receive it, I get a call and I'm always like, oh, what is this, spam call? And then I hang up and then I get a message that's like, hey, this is whoever from Sweetwater. I just wanted to see how you're liking your whatever you got. And it's very nice.
It's so nice. And I know that like obviously that's part of their job and like there's probably something, I don't know, some of my friends are like, oh, it's fake and I don't like it. It's just like, I love it. Honestly, my dude from Sweetwater, like I am connected with the same like Sweetwater rep. His name's Anthony. Like, I'm like, I like call him up. I'm like, hey,
yeah,
this is what I need.
Yeah, because I mean, they genuinely, from my encounters, like genuinely like their jobs. Like, yeah, they're over the top nice. Like they're customer service reps, and that's what you do if you're a good customer service rep. Mm-hmm. But like the check-in is so great because like if you received something and like maybe it's not exactly right or like something was a little bit weird about it, you might forget to follow up on it or like not know exactly how, like, don't, because it's annoying to go through like customer service portals and stuff. So it just makes it a lot easier to maintain contact if you need anything.
Yeah, for some reason Actually, I probably have an idea of why this is, but whenever Anthony calls me, it pops up as Tesla.
I think I remember recognizing that happened to me too
Okay.
with like whoever it was calling me from Sweetwater.
I wonder if that's because they drive Teslas or if it's something else.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know.
It's a mystery.
Phone numbers and caller ID is just weird now. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Nothing means anything anymore.
Yeah, like spam calls are now from the same area code as me. Like it's
Yeah.
weird stuff like that. I don't know how it works, and
Yeah.
it's terrifying. But that's cool.
It's all good.
It's all good because I like Sweetwater.
Yeah.
They're nice. So
Yeah.
that's the important thing.
Yeah. Have I told you about reverb.com?
I don't think you have. I've definitely
Okay.
like looked at it before, but
Gotcha.
not super
Yeah.
like,
It's like
in
this.
depth. I don't know. I haven't shopped for many things.
It's like the secondhand version of Sweetwater. Like if you're looking to get used stuff.
I think I looked on there. I think especially when I was thinking about when I was getting an OP1, because I think I think I got my OP1 from Sweetwater. I don't remember. Very interesting.
That's okay. But now we know that Jesse has an OP1.
Yes, I love it's broken right now. But
Call up your Sweetwater rep.
yeah, I need to
You're like,
confirm
"What,
that I
dude?"
ordered it from Sweetwater, and then, it's so annoying. This is gonna be okay. This is a tangent that we're going on now.
Okay.
The OP1 is made by a company called Teenage Engineering.
Or is it actually engineered by teenagers?
I don't think so, but I think it's engineering that appeals to teenagers.
Oh.
Probably, but they're basically, because they only have they're not, I don't know, they have like a few products and they're expensive from what I understand, from what I know of them, at least like the OP1, the OPZ, or I think it was something, they had another one after the OP1. Anyway, I forget who I saw make this comparison, but they've, I don't remember who I originally heard or saw make this comparison, but someone said that teenage engineering is basically like the Apple of synthesizers. And this is very true in a lot of ways. It is very visually appealing. It's very nice. It's also pretty expensive. And like it's very user friendly, which is very nice. Some of the things are really weird on it because it has like a little screen. The OP1 specifically is what I'm talking about now. Like it has a little screen. Some of the filters like have very weird visualizations for them. And I'm not super familiar with all the things that it's doing anyway, so I kind of just, for the most part, figure it out as I go. I watched tutorials like way back when I got it. But also another similarity to Apple is like it is very hard to do anything with it on your own. Like if anything goes wrong, you're basically supposed to send it away and pay them to fix it, from what I understand. It's like it's like you can't even screw it open. That's not how it works. Like you have to like specifically, like it's very weird. It's like they make it difficult to get inside of the synthesizer and do anything, which like understandable on one side, but yeah,
that's kind of annoying
because it's a really good product and it's one of like maybe the best beginner synthesizer for that budget because it's not cheap, but like it's very easy to use compared to other synthesizers in the price range and the same thing like that. It's very, because I was young when I got it, like it was many years ago, and I learned to use it pretty quickly. I still don't know how to use everything on it, but yeah. So that's my rant about Teenage Engineering and the OP1. Very good product, but also if anything goes wrong, it's a lot of hassle. It's not just like, oh, I'll just fix this, or I'll just go have someone fix this. It's like a lot more work.
Yeah.
But
speaking of Apple being ridiculous, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I probably do this with any laptop, but my MacBook Pro, I've had it since 2018, and the speakers, they like barely work. So I'm going to get them repaired soon. And I have
exciting.
a warranty, so like I don't think I'm going to have to worry about the cost of it. But yeah, I just don't know. Like Apple products are good except for when they're not.
Yeah, Apple products in the areas that like they try, they're the best at. Like user friendliness, like Apple's better than anything. Like it's if you like what like they're very good at what they care about, but then the stuff they don't care about, they're like, it can be whatever, and they just make it as horrible as they want because that's not what everyone focuses on, like the Apple fans and stuff, which is fair. I mean, every brand has its stuff, but yeah.
I also feel weird complaining about anything about my MacBook Pro because it's like a freaking MacBook Pro. Yeah. So, like, I'm not going to go on for too long.
Yeah. Oh, I know something that I definitely did order from Sweetwater, and that's my AKG headphones.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to get a new pair because I broke them.
Oh,
one side still works, one side doesn't.
Do you think you broke the actual speakers, or do you think you broke the cable?
I think like one cable came undone. It can probably actually be fixed.
Well, I wasn't even thinking if it can be fixed. Like if it's a detachable cable, like you could just buy a new cable and.
It's not. It's. I broke the actual headphones.
Okay.
But like.
Is it like the weird cable like on the headphone?
No, it's like inside it. It's
okay.
Fine. The cord I've mutilated pretty much, but I also like wrapped it in electrical tape then after mutilating it. So it's still that the cord still works fine. Okay. Surprisingly. At school I ran over it like with chairs and stuff so often because the chairs at my freaking university, and I think they're common. I think I've seen them on other campuses too. I don't know how common they are.
Are they wheelie chairs?
No. Okay. They're like dorm chairs. So a chair has 4 legs.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the chair straight on, the 2 legs on the right and the 2 legs on the left are connected on the bottom. Yes. And it's like a rocking chair, but it's not a rocking chair.
Yes.
Dude, those suck. What company makes them?
I don't know.
They have to be like cheaper than every other chair. Why would anyone choose I complained about them when I got there and everyone was like, you'll get used to them. I am like more used to them, obviously. Like I can minimize the damage that they're doing to my productivity, but they still make me furious all the time. And I had cords in my room and it's impossible not to like accidentally like smash them with the chair because like whenever I'm standing up, the chair is in a different orientation than when I'm sitting down. Dude, those chairs suck. They make me angry.
I can see that. I have had that type of chair before. I actually did not have that type of chair this year, probably because I'm in an on-campus apartment, not a dorm.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
But
believe me, I went through it, and it sucks.
I'm gonna have to deal with them again, and I'm not happy about it.
You know what you should do if it upsets you that much? Just buy a chair from a thrift store and then put the other one like in the trunk of your car for like the whole year.
If I'm allowed to, I guess I could. Yeah, I could probably just literally. I'd get like a metal folding. No, I want a wheelie chair in my.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, I actually
just any other chair.
I probably will. That's actually I can just bring my own chair.
You can eliminate so much anger and stress from your life.
In the common room of my suite.
There you go.
Dude. Greta just solved a significant issue in my life.
You're
Thank
so
you,
welcome. I mean, like, listen, it bothered me, but it didn't bother me that much.
Listen, things bother me more than they bother most people.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm glad I could help out.
You know, where were you last year with this advice? I spent a year suffering.
I'm so sorry.
I think we're allowed to bring in chairs, but like the rules for furniture in the dorm is weird, so I'll just need to make sure that I'm allowed to bring in a chair.
Gotcha.
But I think
even if you're not allowed to, just smuggle it in.
I'll just sit on the floor.
People smuggle in alcohol all the time. Why don't you try and smuggle in a chair?
Actually, someone did smuggle in like a small couch that they brought into their room.
Nice. Why would that not be allowed?
Because they just don't want you to bring in like any like significant furniture.
That's odd.
I don't know. I mean, it does make the room pretty crowded because like the room's already furnished.
Well, I mean, it's your room.
I don't know. It's a rule.
I love universities. They make so much sense all the time. Anyway, we're super privileged to be going to university.
Yeah, I mean, we're super privileged to be alive. I don't
This
I
is
don't
true.
feel the need to rationalize university. I don't think we need to defend ourselves when complaining about universities.
Yeah. I mean,
Universities suck.
yeah, they
And the
do.
only people that don't think so are people who work at the universities. And even then,
And
it's
they're
like
being
not.
paid to think it
Yeah,
doesn't suck.
exactly. They're being paid to say it doesn't suck. They
Yeah.
probably know it sucks.
Yeah. I've had conversations with one of my professors before that like I know how he feels on the inside, but he can't say it, and it just like is so frustrating when like we could be having a conversation about this thing, but like you can't be complaining about the university because he works for it.
I had at least one professor that had like a pretty honest conversation about the university because our teachers actually went on strike for a little bit last year, so they were
Oh.
kind of like, yeah, we're going on strike, so we're not happy.
Yeah.
And they continued to be honest after that, just about, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But
paying
anyway.
lots of money for mediocre accommodations.
Yeah.
That's what higher education is about.
Oh yeah. Anyway, you've gone to some concerts
This
recently.
is true. This is very exciting. Going to concerts made me very, very happy. Being a music major, I'm a music composition major. What I want to do after I graduate is unsure. I think I want to perform in some aspect, no doubt. I'm not a performance major, but like I like writing my own music to play. I also like writing music for other people to play. So like I could do other things too. But performing is a big part of, if like one of the biggest parts of why I like music. And not going to any concerts, not being able to go to any concerts, not being able to perform at all for over a year made it like
It
really
sucks.
yeah, it sucks horribly, and it makes it much harder to care about the musical things that I could do because it's like practicing on my own, playing on my own,
Yeah.
recording things on my own. So
Yeah.
like I did my best and I stayed motivated and did like was still productive. Like I still did what I needed to do for like my freshman year at music school. But like, so a little bit of context, the first concert that I went to was at this pretty small venue that I really like. I've been to many times. And it was a band called Too Many Zoos that I love that was playing there. And it was their like grand reopening show, which is awesome. And like, I think it was announced like the week of, like it was a pretty short notice thing from my understanding of like them saying the concert is happening and the concert is happening. So I was like so excited right away, especially because it was like finding out so soon. Whereas a lot of the times,
Yeah.
when it's a band that I like, it'll be like a month in advance where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go to that concert next month and stuff. And so
Yeah.
I'm still excited about it, but it's a longer.
Yeah.
But whereas it was like I found out about it, I was like, I'm definitely going, and it's in a couple days. Wow, I can't wait. And it was like, as soon as it was announced and I realized I was going, it already clicked in my brain of like, oh yeah, this is why you like music. Because it just,
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like concerts and performances just like didn't exist anymore. No concert got announced without getting postponed and postponed and postponed.
Yeah.
And so for that to finally happen, it was like a switch in my brain of like, I love a lot of different aspects of music, but like that is the thing in music that makes me like want to pursue it, that makes me want to do it, is like performing and also going to performances, like just the act of performing, whether it's me or someone else doing it. I love it. And it was so much fun. It's a standing room only place, indoor venue with the stage. They were so good. The trumpet player wore pants that just had Nick Cage faces all over it.
I've seen
Hilarious.
those pants before.
They're so good. I
Oh
yelled
my
out
God.
that I loved them, and he said thank you.
Aw.
A band of people I know called Big Blitz also opened and I love their music. I know them now, but like I saw them before I knew them. I'm a legitimate fan of them. Like they're awesome, and I love seeing them live.
Shout out Big Blitz.
Yeah, I love Big Blitz. They're so good. And then there was another band that played before Too Many Zoos, after Big Blitz. It was called Moat Rats. They were pretty good. They had their keyboard player rapped on some of the songs, and it was so bad. It made me everything else, because they had a female vocalist that sang most of the time, and it was great. And they had a saxophone player. They were pretty much just like from what I think, like rock, funk, kind of like indie, whatever. Very fun. The female vocalist, she was so good. She had a really, really strong voice. It was very cool. But yeah, the one guy, just get him out of the band, and the band will be perfect. But every time I was there with my friend, every time that he would start rapping in a song, we'd look at each other and be like, because everything else about them, I was like, yes, I love them. Like they're so because I didn't know them prior to going to this concert. But yeah, they just got to get rid of that rapper. He's not very good. But that was so much fun. It didn't feel that weird being in a crowd again.
Did everyone have to be like vaccinated? Like, do they check
I think
that?
No, they don't check it. I think theoretically everyone's supposed to be vaccinated, but
Right. But we live in America.
Yeah, we live in America, and yeah, I mean, I think the responsibility is just on the people now, because like if masks aren't legally required, then like they're not legally required, which is whatever. It's not my prerogative what other people do. So that was so much fun. And then less than a week later, I saw Fits in the Tantrums, which they're fine. Like they're fun. I under normal circumstances, I wouldn't see Fits in the Tantrums. I mean, they're fun. They're fine. But like I know their 3 big hits and nothing else. They have Hand Clap, the one that You Were Out of My League. I don't know. I think it's just called Out of My League. And then I think the other one's called like The Walker. They have 3 big songs, and like 2 of them were like a decade ago. But that's okay. It's fun. Like they're just a pop group,
right?
And they're good. They have a Barry sax player who also during the set. So this was a bigger concert. Still not like a huge venue. It was at this park downtown, just at this like pop-up venue essentially. It was really nice. It rained a little bit, but it wasn't bad because it was warm out, and it just like sprinkled. It wasn't like pouring. Yeah, they were good. Colony House, which I didn't know before that, opened for them. They were fun. They were just kind of like a pop rock band. They actually had to cut their set short because there was thunder, and then we had to wait like an hour between the opening band and Fits in the Tantrums.
Well, that's annoying.
And that was so annoying, but it was okay.
You were just talking about how much you love live music.
Yes. Well, I love live music. I don't. Well, the thing is, they didn't. Because like whenever an opening band stops, generally the venue will. A lot of the times, the venue will just play some music.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't until like 5 minutes before Fits in the Tantrums came on.
What?
They started playing music out of the speakers, and at first, like me and the person I was there with thought it was like Fits in the Tantrum starting, because like we didn't recognize the song right away, and it was just like noise coming from the stage.
Yeah.
And then like it was just like playing pop songs that like, and then like 5 or 10 minutes later, Fits in the Tantrums were on stage. Oh, but
That's kinda weird.
So Fits in the Tantrums, they had like a drummer, I think a keyboard player,
A bassist.
I think a bassist, and the lead singer played guitar, and then they had a female vocalist. She was really good. And then they had a Barry sax player who sometimes played Barry sax and sometimes just like played a shaker that was over there or like played a really basic keyboard part on like a synthesizer.
Nice.
Which is pretty funny because everyone else in the band, it's like, this is what they play, this is what they do. And this guy, it's like, I play Barry sax or I cover whatever part they need me to cover. Like, so, dude, at some points he was playing Barry sax with like one hand and playing the keyboard with the other.
That's cool.
But like not... It is kind of cool, but it also was like they were both background parts, and like they weren't like acknowledging it when he was doing it. So it just kind of felt like he was like, "Oh, gotta cover both of these parts." fuck, I want to stay in the band. I'm sure that's not the vibe. They're an established pop band that's been around for a long time, but that's just kind of what it looked like, and it was funny. The Barry sax player was pretty good though. He had a couple solos that he sounded good on. Yeah, and so I'm not a huge fan of Fits of the Tantrums. I know a couple of their songs. I did not listen to any more of their music before I went and saw them, because I was like, I'm sure I'll be able to follow it and just like groove to it while I was there.
Yeah,
and it was fun.
Cool.
They did their whole set. It was good. They didn't play hand clap, and so I knew that was going to be the encore.
Right.
So they came out and did that for the encore, and then they were like, we've got a few more songs if you want to hear them. And like me and the person I was were kind of like, I think we're good, because it was like their set was like over an hour, I think, or about it, like a little over an hour. Mm-hmm. And the opening band had however long of a set, but there was that hour in between, so we had been there for a long time. And also where the venue was, like, if you were just a block away from like the little park that it was on, you could watch and hear the entire concert for free, like just on the sidewalk. Oh. So, and then, like, it was fun being in the park because there was a lot of people and stuff. But so like we started walking back after they played Handcap, but like we could hear the rest of their set because they only played a couple more songs. But yeah, it's fun seeing live music again. Very exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait to go.
I'll probably be going
to
another concert this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, just another one at the small venue that I like.
Gotcha.
It's not a group that I know, but I saw that they were playing there, and I checked out a little bit of their stuff, and they seem palatable. So they seem fun. Like, I don't think I'd listen to them on my own, but I can listen to almost any music if it's being played live. Like, I'll get into it. Like, I don't care if it's pop music or if it's as long like. Country music I pretty much don't like, no matter what. There are good country songs, like, I'm not, but it's just not for me. But other than that, pretty much any genre, if it's being played live, I'm like, this is sick.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Yeah,
I've been looking at a bunch of like tour schedules and see like which ones I might be able to go to, but like no one ever the bands that I'm into, none of them ever come to Pittsburgh. It's so sad.
Like, I generally like seeing bands in like smaller venues and stuff, so a lot of the time I'll base who I'm seeing like off of the venue, or like, I don't know, I like mostly smaller bands anyway. So
yeah, and I mean, like, I like some smaller artists too, like the one so like this artist Dodie is going on tour with another artist, Lizzie McAlpine. She's like opening for Dodie. And I like am in love with both of their music. And they're like at the size where they would probably like perform at that small venue that you were talking about. Mm-hmm. And they're just not coming to Pittsburgh. It's like, why? Why does everyone skip over Pittsburgh? They go to like somewhere in Ohio.
I feel like, because is it a national tour that they're doing?
Yeah, it's like, I think it's an American tour.
Yeah, a lot of the tours that I'll see that bands are on, generally they're doing like an East Coast tour, or like they're doing a smaller area. So on like if someone's doing like a East Coast or like a smaller tour like that, then they almost definitely will come to Pittsburgh,
right?
Because like there's only so many big cities, in this area of the country.
This is true.
So that's part of the reason that I like Pittsburgh. Although that is like a benefit of even bigger cities, of like if you like a popular artist, they're gonna stop there. Pittsburgh is on that level where like sometimes big artists will stop. Like sometimes Pittsburgh will be on a national tour, but a lot of the times it won't too. Which is depends. Screw Philadelphia. Don't go why would anyone choose to go to Philadelphia for anything ever?
Your Pittsburgh is showing.
My living anywhere except Philadelphia is showing, because nobody likes Philadelphia.
Yeah, maybe. But they also like, I guess commonly in national tours will go to New York and like somewhere in Ohio. But even if they go to New York, sometimes they'll also go to Philly, which is like right next door, but they won't go to Pittsburgh. It's like, that does not make any sense in my head.
Yeah. It's just because Philadelphia is a bigger city. I think. I don't know. It's
Pittsburgh's
a much
better,
worse
though.
city than Pittsburgh did.
Yeah, whatever. I'll just be salty about it forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to the part of the podcast where we recommend music. Because why not? We are a music podcast.
This is the music podcast.
Yeah, with all the... Are we up to 8 billion? Is that a thing? I don't know how many
Yeah.
listeners we have, but
We have 8 billion because it's
okay.
all the people on Earth plus those aliens.
Yeah.
We're trying to make it to 8.1 billion, baby.
Always. Anyway, the song in question this week from me is called No Hard Feelings by the Yvette Brothers. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but I'm going to assume that is how you pronounce it. And they're like folk, I guess. So probably, I don't know if you're into folk music.
I wouldn't say I'm super into folk music, but, I saw the Lumineers.
How dare you?
I actually saw
my
the
goodness.
Lumineers because Kaleo opened for them. But they
Gotcha.
were really good, and I do like the Lumineers, but...
Yeah, I do too. But this song is great because this doesn't really fit into the podcast vibe, but it's like a song about like forgiveness and love, and it's just super wholesome. And like I was really mad at someone earlier, like last week, and the song just helped me like move on with my life because sometimes I like hyper focus on like things I'm mad about, and it does not help my situation in life. And it's it's better for me mentally, and also like it's like a time waster to spend time thinking about that kind of stuff when you can't change anything about it. So I listened to that song a few times and I was like, I can move on now.
I don't know if I will always have a song that like also has like a purpose, kind of like you said. But I do have one for this episode, and it is a song called "Waves" by a band called Melt. It is actually I found the band by accident. I thought that they were playing somewhere, but they weren't. It was a different band called Melt.
Wait, so there's more than one band called Melt?
One of them is an extremely local band.
Okay.
They were playing at this really small venue that I was going to go to, but it ended up being a 21 plus show anyway. But different band. They're like a weird rock band that I haven't checked out a ton yet. They just released like their first album, which is like the first music they've released. But the other band that I'm talking about that has the song Waves, they still only have like an EP and I think a single or maybe a couple singles. They're a New York City based band. I think they describe themselves as cosmic fuzz. I think Wikipedia calls them like indie soul.
Gotcha.
Most of the songs, I think, are generally like electric piano, guitar, very fun, lighthearted. But yeah, the song Waves is off of their West Side Highway EP, which all the songs, it's only a 6-song EP, all of them bangers. Also the song Sour Candy by them, also a banger. That one's their most popular one.
Yeah, I was listening to that yesterday, possibly today.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
But that song and Waves are my favorites. I love all their songs. But Waves is a really good one. It's about moving on from somebody being in your life. And so, without going into detail, that song helped me.
Ayo. That's cool.
But it's not like it's a breakup song, basically. But it's a happy break. Like, it's not... I'll get into it a little bit. So the song, it's a pretty upbeat, electric piano in the background, fun melody, whatever. The vocalist, like, sounds upbeat, but, like, the first line of the song is, like, it feels good to remember that I'm sad. But it's basically about just, like, taking your emotions, feeling them as they come, feeling them, recognizing they're not forever, and they go away. Like, and it's also, like, kind of, like, surprised at how okay you are like after something happens. And so
yeah.
it's like it's a positive take on not necessarily a positive situation.
Right.
But it reflected a lot of the feelings that I was having already, and so it was a very, very good song. I love it. I love all
Yeah.
the music, and I just like songwriting wise, like just musically, I love the song. Like the lyrics could be completely different, and I would still love the song. It's very fun.
Yeah.
Very, very fun.
I absolutely love when music like comes into your life at the right moment. It's like, I don't know. I've always spent a weird amount of time thinking about it, but like I was literally introduced to that song that I was talking about earlier, No Hard Feelings, like 2 weeks ago. And like it's just weird. The timing of stuff is weird.
Yeah.
Also, I would say that Melt reminds me of Lawrence. If anyone has heard of that band, they're a little bit bigger.
I do not know. Melt is not very big. They have one like they're like Sour Candy. I think I saw on Spotify has like a couple million streams, but like they're like I think they still only have like 7,000 followers on Instagram or something. Like I don't think they're a very big band. I could also be completely wrong in everything that I'm saying, and I don't care, dude.
That's okay.
That's everything I say is actually exactly correct.
There you go.
And sometimes reality gets it wrong.
Okay, Lawrence has 500,000 monthly listeners, and their top song has 12 million streams. So I guess they're probably a little bit bigger than Melt. But yeah, I felt there was a little bit of similarities.
I'm not familiar with Lawrence, but
I would highly recommend. They're like, do you know John Bellion?
yeah.
Okay, they're like so John Bellion actually like produces them sometimes. They all went to Brown University or something insane. Like they all went to like an Ivy League school, and like they're just all really talented musicians. And like
Sometimes that makes me like artists less.
yeah, fair enough.
Whenever I'm like not because it's rational or it makes sense. It's also like I like smaller artists, but also like so I like sometimes I'm like, oh, this band is cool, but they're very popular.
Yeah,
You know, I mean I mean I genuinely like smaller artists because like it's more fun whenever you can DM a band you like on Instagram and they respond.
pretty cool.
Like the band that I was gonna see, I was DMing them asking them if the show was 21 plus, the other Melt, and they were like, "This one is." We tried to get the venue to budge, but they wouldn't, and I was like, "Oh." But like it's fun to just be able to talk to bands that you like, or like a lot of the bands that play at that venue that I like. They'll stay and sign merch after, and it's not like you wait in a line for hours to get your stuff signed. It's like you go over in like 20 minutes, you get your stuff signed and leave, or they'll just sell their own merch and stuff. It's very fun.
yeah. That environment's really cool for sure. I don't know if I would. Yeah, I just don't like very many bands that are that small.
Yeah,
Not on purpose. I just think that Spotify recommends me bigger stuff, and I don't know. Who knows? Am I even in control of what I listen
just
to?
listens to the man. She does whatever her phone tells her to do. You know, it's just how she goes.
I mean, I wish I could argue against that, but honestly, sometimes I just let the algorithm take me away, and that's how it is.
Sometimes that's how it be. You know?
Yeah. Yep.
Hit us with another sound of the day, Greta. Like
Another?
like the same one again. Just
There's
like,
no ice left. It's all melted.
Oh, it's all melt. Like the band. Yeah, Greta ruined the sound of the day, so I don't know how much of this is gonna stay in. It got pretty chaotic there.
Hey, I'm okay with it. Now you can hear the sound of water.
No.
Well.
Okay, now we're good.
Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome for today's podcast. You're welcome for you listening to us.
Thanks for potting with me, Jesse.
You're welcome.
This has been fun.
This has been fun. It's been a good episode. Lots of stuff to talk about. Maybe I'll have another concert experience to talk about next time.
Yeah.
Maybe a weekly segment. It'll just be what concerts have I gone to.
That would be amazing.
Sick.
You might run out of money. But...
Well, That's another thing about that's the best about loving small bands, because like Fits in the Tantrums, I paid $45 for a ticket to see them, which is
that's kind
pretty
of a lot.
standard for like a band of their size, actually.
Yeah.
But also, like, I generally don't pay more than $20 for a band that I like to see, which also is great because then I can spend the money that I save on tickets on their merch, and then also they generally have cheaper merch.
Yeah.
It makes being a fan a lot easier. And also, like, it's just cool to be, like, one of a band's biggest fans. Like, whether they're my favorite band or not, it's like, I might be their biggest fan. You know? Who knows?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Support your local bands.
I think the closest I came to seeing, like, a local... Well, they weren't local. Never mind. I don't know why I thought of Hank Green and the Perfect Strangers, but...
He feels local.
Yeah, he does.
It's a small band. I mean, like, it's...
He's like internet local.
I was about to say that. But he essentially is. Like, it's like local to...
To his spot on the internet.
Yeah, because it's not like people are just wandering into Hank Green shows because they're like, oh, that guy... like, they're not... Yeah.
Yeah, but that show is epic. That happened in, like, 2016... Maybe the most fun I've ever had at a concert.
You saw Driftless Pony Club was with them too, right?
Yeah, Driftless Pony Club. And Harry and the Potters and Andrew Huang and Rob Scallon.
Driftless Pony Club needs to tour again because I cannot be happy until I see Driftless Pony Club live. They're still, I think, my favorite band of all time.
Doesn't he have like a kid? How is he going to go on tour?
Shut up. Shut up.
I don't want to
They don't have to go on tour. They can just do a live performance. I will travel to see them. I will travel anywhere in the country to see them.
Okay.
Well, I mean, also if they were to perform without like touring, it'd probably be in Chicago, which isn't crazy for me. But also, I would legitimately do like an entire road trip to go see them because they've been making music like less and less often. Like, I don't think they're gonna. Like, they probably won't do another full tour. I don't know. I don't keep up with Wheezy Waiter as much as recently anyway, but I want to see them live more than I want to see, I think, anyone else live. Because
I think the one band that, like, I would probably travel anywhere in the country for is, like, if Fun ever made a comeback, I'd be like, it's over. I need to see them. It would probably be disappointing, honestly, because, like... They, like, even when they became popular, I wouldn't say they were, like, in their prime. You know, like, and they're also doing other things. It's never gonna happen, and that's why I feel more comfortable saying I would go anywhere in the country for them.
yes.
And that's that. Thanks for potting.
You're welcome for this podcast.
And we'll see you when we see you.
Next week. We'll see you next week.
I'm never going to say we'll see you next week because clearly that
see
backfired.
You next week every week. So see you guys next week.
Okay. Bye.